Hey everybody, Gary Reasons here. Hey, welcome back to Reasons to Believe. We're going to give you a little bit more moment here. We'll talk about some things here that went on this past weekend, which was the Super Bowl. So getting right after the Super Bowl is kind of getting people back to normal. And like myself, I follow football obviously every single day and try to make something out of it. And this weekend was a tremendous Super Bowl between the Seahawks, obviously, and the New England Patriots. And congratulations to Seattle. I've got given my thoughts on another video, so check it out here. It's the one just before this. So take a look at that, and I'll give you my thoughts on that video right there. But really, here's what happens at the very start of NFL seasons. They always try to set out the expectations for the team. And that's our topic today, expectations. So expectations are really trying to lay down what you're looking for as far as to be a potential outcome, whether you want to win a championship or you want to win in business or you want to win in life. Basically it's your expectations, and those are really something that you need to understand to set out there. For us in the NFL, it's actually, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? It's preparation. You are expected to prepare to play, and you have to do that. So that's something that you need to look into. And in the broadcast booth, I would obviously have to prepare, and the expectation is that I am going to have watched games of these two teams that are showing up on Saturday for college football, and I need to have things to say about them, and that's preparation. And so, but that's an expectation from the management, and that's how you do a broadcast, that you have prepared announcers going into the booth. In business, it can be really pretty simple. You can for your employees, you can just establish the standards and what are the outcomes you're trying to achieve for that day. And that's really what it is. It's about trying to get those things under deadlines and things to be able to where you can create the quality that you're looking for on maybe a project, or what is a something that you're trying to bring to market. All those different things go into it. So expectations are really, in a leadership quality, it's the reality that they show up when the stakes are real. So you have to understand that expectations really drive momentum and really drive a lot of things. Let me talk about two different things here about expectations. Clarity eliminates confusion. Well, when you have clarity of message and you're able to communicate that with your staff, with your team, whomever you're working with, leaders have the ability to eliminate confusion simply by being clear about that. And so, what I mean by that, you have to spell out the outcomes that you want to derive from that situation, and you can take that. And you define the deadlines. You can't just roll this out for a long period of time, but as a leader, you have to define those deadlines as well, because that also creates some clarity for them. You have to also agree on the quality that you're looking for and what that means to you, and what you're looking for in that on a football field. This is how you do it, a particular play, and how you have to defeat a block, or you have to move somewhere on the defensive side of the ball, and or get a block on the offensive side of the ball. And then you also have to always confirm the understanding. So that's communication back and forth, so that you as a leader have the opportunity to talk to an employee or a staff member, and you have the understanding of what you're trying to achieve. Now, another thing I like to share about is assumptions are hidden agreements. So things that, if you haven't put those out there to talk about, those are the little standards that are behind the scenes that people assume that you have to make, and they're all together. But there are little hidden agreements kind of to go behind things. So those can be reinforced by simply writing it down, write down those things so that everyone knows where they're at. And you have to reinforce those things sometimes on a cadence, and it's not all the time, but maybe possibly even weekly, and you'll do that. And when you have opportunities to talk to your staff or talk to your team or even your family, you have to be able to coach in real time. Yeah, just think about that. You have to be able to be timely, and you have to make mode of that. So those types of expectations, those are things that you have to achieve, and you can do that with some of these little bits of nuggets here. You also have the ability to reset a little bit. When you have to reset some of your mind and some of your thinking and some of your team, do that quickly. Don't waste time with it, and move on from it. So that's going to get you to be a lot more sharp in what you're trying to achieve. So, I'll give you a little challenge here for the next 24 hours. Go ahead and find one of these things where you're looking to establish expectations or you're talking about expectations and really what those mean to you and share it back to us here on this channel. So, this has been a Reasons to Believe moment about expectations. It's 2 days after the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 60, and congratulating Seattle in that one. And I'll have another topic for you here tomorrow. So, stick around and I'll see you again next time. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.